I call to order the meeting for the Charter Review Committee. It's 10:10, and the first item on the agenda should be reviewing the minutes from the last meeting. Does everyone have a chance to review the minutes? And I know you weren't here, so.
I wasn't here, but actually.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
Are there any changes to the minutes?
To be approved.
For a second. Okay. All those in favor?
Yeah, oh yes, okay, I forgot.
Yes, Diva seconded it into her lap. Okay. We got through Article 2 the last time, and there's been a lot of suggestions of going to Tiger's charter, and I have found a couple of boo-boos that didn't get fixed in Tiger's charter with the review. So when we get there, we'll add those to our charter.
And then where we left off on that too is email from Peter. It says, I cannot find this section that I really liked. Beaverton and Taggart section are identical. Happy Valley's is the same as ours. I used electors instead of voters because of this. It is the term used in Article 2, Section 2 of the Oregon Constitution. And then he put the...
Could you possibly print that out for all of us so we can look at it?
Yeah, but not from this computer because it's not connected.
Well, can you forward it to our email?
Yeah. It says the Oregon Constitution reserves initiatives and referendum powers to the city electors. This charter vests all other city powers to the city council or its designees. Council may delegate its legislative authority.
So is that what is on our agenda? Is that the same verbiage that you sent us, edited for section 2.3?
Okay. Well, has everybody had a chance to review that language?
Real quick, I'll just open it up.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, it's on our agenda.
I have to get physical copies of everything. But I want to make sure, that seems, the term electorate actually is not accurate. So, because we need to be consistent with the Oregon Constitution. Yeah. When at all possible, be consistent.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think it's going to confuse people, so
But,
making that change makes sense.
yeah.
That's what I wanted to do that.
And that was for 2 point.
Okay.
I also took out some other amendments.
Mm-hmm. The only time I have a problem with being too concise is sometimes you can accidentally lose something in the process. Oh, and just an FYI, there are no term limits in the current charter. Some cities, like Tigard, have 2 terms for a counselor. And then the brouhaha about the mayor situation. Other cities don't. And don't.
Probably 85% of cities, 85 to 90% of cities do not have term limits.
No.
Very few actually do. Waltham is one.
Population.
Usually it's the bigger population.
Yeah.
Waltham was one of the last cities to do it.
Okay.
When they added it to have Lou no longer be able to different, and they've changed their term limit since then to allow the mayor another 4 years.
Yeah,
It's mainly the bigger ones, most of them don't actually have term limits, if you look at majority of the cities in the state.
but it's something that I wanted to, specifically, yes. And at some point,
Yeah, that's gonna be in section,
I don't think.
yeah, well, we're gonna get to that fairly. And the other issue that I wanted to bring up for discussion, currently everybody is elected at large. With the incoming population that's gonna be down in the town center, I think maybe we should put a hook in our charter that in 5 years or 10 years, we may really need to look at having people from specific parts of the city.
I think we discussed that with the last meeting.
Yeah, I just wanted to raise that. I think that's something we should. Well,
And would you refresh my memory on what Peter said about where we do, can't remember the term, it started with an A, and it was where you put out to the voters like a poll.
advisory.
advisory vote,
You know,
yes,
that, the word,
yeah.
okay, that was what we were gonna talk about.
But anyway,
Yeah.
I mean, my concern long-term is that we have people from different parts of the city.
Well, I
Um,
think, yeah. To do the advisory vote, would be in section 2, powers of the city.
Ah,
I think that's where we.
Yeah, because that's where we kind of stopped at. I don't have language for that.
The advisory vote thing, I mean.
Yeah.
I think we decided last time that we didn't want to have it as a review for this charter, but, how often do cities typically review their charters?
10 years.
10 years.
5.
I mean, that is
It varies.
it seems like.
There isn't a good answer to that.
The only reason I'm raising it is because we're going to have 1,187 units in the town center, and most of that will be built out by 2030. And then the next developments to the east will be well on building by then. And I just don't want to see those folks be disadvantaged because they're brand new, and you get my drift.
Yeah, I guess my take on it is, I don't know how comfortable I feel making any kind of a decision for what the.
Oh, I'm not saying, I'm saying we should have a trigger.
How do we do that?
I think you'd have to have,
Answer that question.
Yeah.
you'd have to have a charter review update.
Yeah. So what we can do for right now is maybe put in the charter that the charter will be reviewed every 5 or 10.
Yeah, I think because we're going to.
Because that way, that is your trigger.
Yeah,
right there.
yeah,
The charter should be reviewed when they do census. Every 10 years.
yeah. So 2031, we would know,
And that can be, and then we can determine the city population.
yeah. Anyway, I wasn't saying do it now, I'm just saying that it doesn't get lost.
I think just having a charter review.
Yeah, yeah. Where would we put that?
How do
Bonnie.
we that?
Have, we need to just investigate that.
Okay, yeah, let's put it in the minutes that we want.
Yeah, that will come up with the language, charter review.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, while I'm waiting, I think, as I said, because we're going to be growing so fast, we need to.
Make a charter review.
Mhm.
2030 something.
Yeah.
It's triggered because it's.
Actually, 31. You won't have the census numbers totally, so in 31.
So once the census, we bolster that.
Yeah.
We can figure out the language later.
Okay, yeah.
We're all on the same page.
Yeah, and we can get language from somebody else, so we don't have to rely on it.
Right.
Well,
If it's best.
did you, I can't remember, did you put a trigger? Okay. Because you're growing fast too in Tigard.
He's not in Tigers King City.
Doesn't live in King City.
He will.
I'm going to harass you about that regularly. Okay, has everybody had a chance to read this little piece of paper that, Max so kindly? Okay. Does everybody feel comfortable changing that particular language in the, charter there? It's 2, 3, correct?
2, 3.
Yeah, okay. So, can I have a motion to make that change?
So, before I make, it's been 2 months since I've been here, so I need a reminder on how I should frame the.
I think it's to put the language referenced by Peter Watts, the city attorney.
Yeah, you could even date that email that you sent.
Yeah.
So I don't need to read it verbatim or forward?
No.
Okay.
No, you can just, emailed May 27th.
Okay. I move that we change section 2.03 of the charter to reflect the verbiage that was written in an email from Peter Watts.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Thank you very much for reminding us of that, Lonnie. Okay. So, we're moving to, section 3.1.
I wonder, I thought this was where the 2.4, oh, you said we're suggesting to do it the next time on,
Yeah, where do we want to put a provision, and we're going to get the language, I just want a placeholder for charter review every 5 years.
Talk about that.
We're gonna talk about that at the next meeting.
Okay.
Have a little bit more time.
All right, great. Okay.
And, but 2.4,
we were working on it.
advise, well, yeah, we were,
Well, it makes sense just from the flow of the charter.
2.
Yeah.
Advisory.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
And if we could just get language for our next meeting, not spend any time, so we have good language.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Whether we
that,
put it in or not,
Does the city of Tigard have anything about advisory votes in their charter?
no.
I mean, it was something we were discussing this year,
It,
but I'm not sure that it's something.
several cities do have it in their charter.
All right, well, yeah.
And who was it?
There's not a lot of cities that have it,
yeah,
Yeah.
But,
even less than the
It seems like a slippery
term limit.
slope to me because it seems very odd, but I don't know enough about it, so.
it's just a way to put out fillers. So like, before your gas tax actually gets on a ballot, you put that out there, and then you figure out, okay, what kind of work do we need to do?
and that would really be helpful because, gas tax has failed a couple of times, partly because people didn't understand the difference between having their property tax levy, where 100% of it will be paid by residents, versus gas tax, since more than half of the people who get gas at our stations don't live in the city.
Right.
And they're using our streets.
Sure.
So,
And it was postponed the last time just because they felt just the general climate. That's why we kind of did that.
yeah,
Roundtable for Ken, because they were looking at it, and then climate wasn't right, and that's what led the discussion to. The example was a park in Scappoose. He said, that people thought, and the mayor goes, I don't know, we better check this. And they did say they didn't want it. It was a group that formed, and he was very surprised. And the advisory vote gave them the direction so that they could get things to happen.
and they didn't have to go through all the hoops. Okay.
All right,
All right, now we're moving to section 3.1,
yep, 3.1.
01.
Well, we changed it to
Yeah,
point 1 now.
yes.
The form of government of
Which is,
King City shall, current language,
yeah,
be a manager. Government structure shall consist of a governing council, a mayor, a city manager, and other officers and personnel. I know we changed shall to will.
which was over my vote. I think having it be mandatory, that's stronger language, but,
I know there's some places in section 1 and 2 that we did keep shall. because it is important on some things, but not,
Not everything.
I can't remember what Tiger did on theirs.
They have,
No,
Their section 3 is way longer than
I'm not as concerned about that word.
I know.
I'm about problems that I see as the way it's currently written.
yeah.
The form of government, the King City shall be a council manager. I don't like any of that. I like the way Tiger wrote it, because in my perspective, a manager is not a government, they're not elected.
No, but you have to have a
Yeah, but that's-
council manager form of government. You have to structure it a certain way. And,
The council is comprised of, well, I guess theirs is different, because ours says forms of government, and theirs says council.
yes,
I guess it is just kind of a different.
Yes. They didn't have this particular
I see.
provision. Yes.
Got it. Okay.
There are cities that have strong mayor form. Strong mayor form. Well, Beaverton just got rid of it.
Yeah, but there aren't any,
They're the last anymore.
so there's none of the 241 cities have that anymore, so.
What do we need this section? Form of government?
I think,
Yes, you do, because it gives you clear structure of how the government is supposed to work.
That's one of the boo-boos that I saw in the, it is
Uh,
there.
They don't have it there, and
That's, as I said, I saw a few boo-boos, and
I just pulled some others like Gresham and Crestwell, just from different cities. Their wording is very similar to ours.
so I thought we could just kind of leave that one as it is. If somebody has brilliant language that I,
we can come back to that one if you want, or we can just keep it as is.
yeah. That's,
Because, I mean, it is,
I will keep it as is.
yeah. They don't have it.
have it.
They don't have anything.
So are we keeping the word shall?
I would say no, but, let's go back to, I think it's important to be somewhere in there, but if you actually go back to the model charter from League of Oregon Cities, those boundaries and then powers, section 3 is the council. So if you actually look at that, Tigard was following what the LOC.
LLC did.
Well,
And then I don't have a problem saying somewhere in there having this be part of that.
Having what?
I think council manager form of government is something that, I'll go two ways on this. One, it should be implicitly stated in here, sort of like we want home rule. But council manager form of government and home rule are also hard for the general public to understand. So explaining it is also a good thing, without putting too many words, because I know that part of the reason we're changing this is to make it easier for people to read and understand.
Sure.
But I think having that in there is very important, and I'll state it for the current council, was I think they got really confused over what council manager form of government is and what the council does and what the manager does. I think there's confusion on that. Some people had different views of that than I do, and what LOC does and everybody else.
Right.
So I think it's important to have in there. And whether it gets under the council part or under, I don't really know where it goes, but I like it in.
like it's sort of an outlier
Right.
that's, I just think we just leave it there, yeah.
Yeah, I almost like it and then go into the next one too. It's like an added one, but I like it from the standpoint of it really needs to let them know that, hey, this is important and we have this.
Okay. Makes sense to me.
I think it would be helpful to have Ed Trumpy come and talk to council about how this really works, because the sense is, I've seen the confusion.
LLC will be here in August.
Thank you.
You're like, you're a charter training.
A 6-hour training,
Oh, training.
the council. Planning commission
I think planning commission probably
too, but
should be there.
One we were invited to?
possibly.
Is that the August fifth date?
And then I have the parliamentarian,
Oh, that's the parliamentarian, August.
Ronnie,
yes, I noticed that too.
could we put on somehow a notice to the council that they should watch last Wednesday's planning commission meeting because of the discussion about ordinances and how to change code? Because I can tell.
I can ask them to.
Why don't you suggest it? You could even, I'll have to do that, and if it would be helpful in that, if you tell them the point that.
Yeah, all right.
Well, I'm not
Oh.
educated enough to do that.
So,
are we
we're gonna,
trying to keep Article 3?
I think, yes, I think that was,
I liked it. I liked it.
Any motion for that, do we?
can we just,
I think to leave it something the same, we don't need a motion.
okay.
We're not doing well.
Okay, so we go to Article 4,
Mm-hmm.
and, which is Article 3 in the Tigard. And of course, as I was reminding, Tiger was in the process for going from 5 counselors to 7. So there's some verbiage in the charter dealing with that specific issue, which is specifically for Tiger as opposed to us. Okay. Now, I looked at the language, and I'm sort of skipping ahead a little bit to 3.3, because currently we have a council,
you mean
elected mayor,
4.3?
4.3.
Mm-hmm.
Do we, what kind, I mean, do we need to have some specific language changing, or how are we going to make that change? We're the last city, I know.
That's where
Yeah.
we're gonna do. So, first, let's stick with, in order, just so we can continue this, because I don't want to go back and forth, and I don't want to make sure that we don't miss anything.
Well, that's, yeah.
So section 4.1, general powers and duties. Let's Tiger to see.
It just, that goes immediately to the composition.
Yeah, it looks like they kind of go into, yeah. I'm pretty sure this feels like section 1, or 2, sorry.
Powers of the
Power of the city, and then, Peter's email. This charter vests all powers to the city and the council.
Yeah, my note that I wrote next to it was that it's redundant.
Redundant,
Like,
so,
the same, pretty much the same thing as, like you
As-
said, section.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't
you
have,
guys,
I could see we could just delete that. And then 2, and the rest of them will be, move up 1 number. Does that seem a consensus for folks?
That's how I see it.
yeah, it looks pretty redundant.
Okay. So then, all the numbers will move up.
So we're Xing. Section 4.01.
1.
Xed out, or then each one will be consecutive.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, 4.2 becomes 4.1.
Yep.
Yeah.
Excuse me. My asthma's kicking up for some reason this morning, so I'm not sick.
The only difference I see between 401 and 201 is that 401 specifically, writes that the city council's powers with follow the city law.
Yeah.
Powers of the city.
I think that's why it's in there, to differentiate.
So could we just put that in the powers?
Well,
Powers of the city,
I mean, the city council is representing the city.
general powers and, so what,
Well, I think the city would also constitute the manager and the attorney, all the officers,
Right.
so. I
I'm looking at Tigard. They don't
No,
have that.
that's what I referenced earlier, is they don't have that provision.
Because I think,
Opposition.
because in theirs, it's in section 2.3, where powers vest, all powers of the city are vested in the city council.
Mm-hmm.
That's by law and other charter,
Mm-hmm.
and, or this charter.
Yeah.
And,
I
but
think
see,
redundant if it's not completely redundant. That's not.
That's what
right, because right here, in Peter's email, it says, this charter vests all other powers in the city council or its designees. The city council may not delegate its legislative authority. I think that covers it.
I think I would rather have it be an umbrella that covers everything as opposed to eliminate it and then having.
I just want to leave that in
No,
for,
maybe we should just leave, yeah. I'm putting a question mark
Mm-hmm.
okay.
on delete.
Are we going to have an attorney present at our future meeting?
We would like to, yeah.
We would like to. Ed is a little busy. We're kind
Putting a
of,
lot of stress on
Ed.
trying to scramble with Ed and everything, so.
You might want to watch that meeting, this presentation.
Oh, okay.
All right,
So we're skipping on to,
go to,
office, ours is pretty short. And Tigard's is a little bit longer.
mhm,
We have a couple of, and they are modeling
LOCs,
LOCs.
And we modeled LSC in the city of Beaverton.
yeah,
They had just, the city of Beaverton done there.
yes,
That was the big,
About a year before, that was huge.
yeah, that was,
Yeah.
because that's where they went
to the
to the
manager form.
manager.
They had been a strong mayor form.
I wasn't happy I was copying Beaverton, just like I'm sure King City's not happy copying Tiger, just because of rivalry issues, but,
Oh, I mean,
you take whatever the most current one is.
Yeah.
People worked on and you went for it, so even though.
yeah, yeah.
That's why we have it all printed up.
My comment on 4.2 is, I think it should be after composition, as, like Tiger has it. I think
So,
you're putting something close before you know who's.
What, just swap the,
okay.
that's fine.
it would like Tiger to define some more. The oath may be taken up to 30 days prior to schedule.
Yeah, for example,
And it must be administered and attested to by a notary public or other person duly authorized. I don't think ours says any of that.
So what's interesting is, you know, Tiger, and I'm sure King City does the same thing, we did it at the first general
Yeah.
meeting of,
Yeah, of the first.
actually,
swear 'em in,
and on January 1st. And, I know of quite a few cities, including Hillsborough and a few others, that actually do it December.
yeah,
Yeah.
My question about that is, are you officially on the council once you've taken that oath of office?
Yes.
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 So that doesn't really make sense if you.
Well,
have 30 days.
But if you did it on December 31st, the prior person's term ends on December.
Not in our current charter.
Well, that is,
There's tons of gray.
not clear, yeah.
But I don't understand why you would do it up to 30 days.
The 30 days doesn't make sense.
No, but a lot of,
Basically, it's,
Have a January meeting, and your oath of office. I don't,
I mean, it,
They can come in and get sworn in, but they can't do it before their term starts. That doesn't make any sense.
they do it on the day that the other person.
yeah, but that term actually ends at midnight if you, well, no, sorry.
It's currently written is that you serve your term until the new person starts their term. That's the way it's written now.
Which is not,
Then would be whenever they take their oath.
Which makes sense.
Which would be the first
You don't
meeting,
have a gap.
so you have a,
January.
you sort of have a gap in January because most people think their term ends the end.
I know, that's the
The
fun part.
inconsistency. That's why I'd like to see it be tightened up.
Yeah.
So I think we're all agreeing that the 30 days prior is gonna make it way more confusing.
Yes.
We should add that.
No.
I'm not sure if we need to have a notary swear.
Yeah.
No, it would be, the
City manager,
city manager or something like that.
city attorney could do
As,
it.
usually, city officer, thank you.
Yeah.
Maybe
We should add, yeah, well, it says, maybe we should have it by a city officer, be sworn in by a city officer. What do you think, guys?
all right,
It
so,
would be administered, the oath must be administered and attested to by a city officer.
you looking at?
Judge consider.
I've got one line of Tiger, cut off at the bottom on that thing. Page is a little, it cut off the last one.
So if the mayor, or so if the city councilor or manager is on vacation, the judge can do it, I can do it, the attorney can do it.
Any city officer.
So,
I can't remember who swore me in.
Judge.
That's right. Yeah, I think that would be really the best, is to have the city, muni judge do it. We have a municipal judge.
all right, so,
It's not in the charter, but that's just, it just made sense. You put
Right.
the Judge in and,
Yeah, we've had the manager do it because he's at the meeting, because it's not at the meeting.
right.
yeah, so,
That comes in once every 2 years this way.
so the oath of office, are we,
We had to report at the budget committee.
We just added in,
my pen is dying in here.
Didn't look for.
All right.
So do we want to add that language in the,
So it's oath may be administered,
So,
to by a city officer.
so the current reading is before entering upon the duties of office, each elected officer of the city shall take an oath, or will take an oath, or will affirm support of the Constitution and laws of the United States as to the faithful performance of the duties of the office. So where are we adding that?
add a sentence after.
Adding a sentence? Okay.
Take an oath,
Oath must be administered
And
and attested to by
appointed city officer.
appointed city
Mhm.
officer.
I think appointed.
Yeah, because we're,
City officers are, the appointed city officers are manager, attorney, judge, clerk.
The Tigard one, changing that second to last sentence and scratching the last sentence.
yeah, we are definitely getting rid of the last sentence.
we don't care about that.
so we're getting rid of the 30 days,
Yep.
before so are we just copying Tigard's?
No, we're gonna say, the oath must be administered and attested to by an appointed city
Okay.
officer.
Yeah, we're just adding,
Adding that
That
to
looks
the
current.
4.2.
That's what that means, and
Taking that other
yeah,
sentence, the second to last sentence is what it's doing.
yeah.
Oh, okay, I got you.
And then that'll
I
be a second sentence in that section, added at the end.
Right.
Should I move?
Yes.
I move,
In,
Oh, in ours.
in Tigard's.
I move that we add the sentence, the oath must be administered and attested by an appointed city officer
Mm-hmm.
to section 4.2.
Yep.
Yeah, we're
It'll eventually-
we're actually moving it to 4.3 because yeah.
Right.
Possibly, if we, oh, yeah, that's right, we're moving it 4.3, yeah.
Do we have a second?
Second, then I have a
Okay. Oh,
Then we'll have a question.
I have one quick, can we include in the motion that we're swapping 4.2 and 4.3?
Well, why don't we, I
Because
think we can renumber it. Is there anything else that we are gonna wanna renumber, or not?
Possibly, yeah.
Let's do that at the end.
All right, because I just don't want it to get lost in the long shuffle. Yeah.
And it was, are we just adding a sentence to the King City one, or are we taking the Tigard one, scratching the last sentence and changing the second?
I think we just add this to the current,
Adding.
Why, do you see something that you wanna change, Sean?
Well, before carrying out the duties of the office, the King City says before entering the duties of the office. Which one do you like better?
I think entering upon.
Entering.
yeah.
Because we need that to be very clear, because there's been a lot of
I like entering.
misinterpretation of
Yep.
when people actually,
I think, you know, what constitutes carrying your.
right, like.
Second hours, yeah.
Yeah.
Good question. Anything
Okay.
else?
So discussion is that we are going to, I want to make sure we're clear, that we're going to add to the current 4.2, shall take an oath to be administered by an appointed city officer.
The verbiage will be, the oath must be administered and attested to by an appointed
Yeah.
city officer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay?
All right. Do we vote?
All in favor?
4-0.
Okay. So now we've got the composition, paragraph, currently enumerated as 4.3. And,
I kind of like Tigard's.
okay. I have another copy.
Tigard is extremely short, sweet, and to the point.
Oh, I thought,
Ours is,
wait a minute. Here,
Especially because
I'll give you this copy.
right under that.
I'm sorry, I missed that last sentence. That,
Well, Ronnie was saying, Tigard's, 3.1, mayor and 6 councilors nominated and elected from the city at large.
yeah, and that's where
We'll
that,
talk about that.
yeah,
It's very simple is what he's saying.
Yeah.
In King Cities, it talks about the council consists of 7 nominated and elected from the city at large. But it goes right into what's a qualified election.
yeah.
And in Tigard, that comes up later. That's
Mhm.
right up. Yeah. Composition is a composition of how it's comprised is later on.
right, yeah. So, kind of like Tigard's,
Where does Tigard come?
it's section 3.1.
3 point, they just have one sentence.
I'm sorry, where do they?
Oh, wait, they got the others?
Oh,
Eligibility stuff.
Under Article 5, election.
that's not it. I don't think we do. We have vacancies, duties, prohibitions.
That's why ours is, because it's all of the things.
Yeah, right.
Well, you have to remember, this is 1966.
Okay.
They've written it.
Well, there are modifications, but it's, goes back to 66. So, because people don't want to get into things like this.
Right, yeah.
They don't see it as a high priority.
So I, sections and trying to, right now,
So,
composition, you're talking about who's eligible.
Yeah.
yeah, so basically make a new section, like section, basically like Tigard's,
In Article 5.
or whatever.
Whatever article.
Yeah.
Article 5 should be written up, because then we go to city officers and start going over.
Okay, so you're talking about section A, B,
So 4.3,
just have 4.3B, the first sentence.
Oh, you think that it should follow this?
So,
I just want to make sure I'm clear. So it'll basically be just this one sentence.
Correct.
And
We leave out all A, B, and C.
then these go to a new
Section, right?
section of,
so are we doing, I know this is coming up later too. If we copy Tigard's, we're putting the mayor up for election, correct?
yeah, that's, we're going to have to, yeah.
So in that case,
We have to discuss that.
And we have to get to that sooner or later.
I'd say let's get to it sooner than later.
Is what I just said.
That's the big elephant in the room.
It is.
Well, that's section.
The last city. Then
oh yeah,
Ed was the last large city to do it, but there's still others.
there's still some others, well, maybe some of the little itty bitty bitty bitties.
you're okay. And
Durham.
I asked the chair if we can get ask permission to copy Tigard's 3.1, which is the city council
Yeah,
is comprised of a mayor and 6 councilors nominated and elected from the city at large. And then at large, we can change when we get to that section.
yeah.
So moved.
Take it easy.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Can I get that language one more time?
Basically, we're
It's Article 3.1 from Tigard.
second.
That's it for that whole.
3.1. I don't have any problem cutting and pasting from,
Whatever saves time, you know.
The CPA, it stands for cut, paste.
There you go.
All right, so we got oath, office.
Whole discussion on
Mayor, or are we?
no,
Now it's,
So now we're in terms of office. Terms of office are for the councilors.
I think it should be counselor and mayor. And the language couldn't be much simpler in the King City.
Right, so in Tigard, they say both, that the mayor and each councilor's terms of office is
Yeah.
4 years and commences on the first day of January after the election of office.
That's the reason I was saying December 31st.
That's different from what ours is.
Yes,
Right now, ours is term of office. The term of office of each elected councilor shall be 4 years, which
The councilor's term of office, or as it's currently written.
as it's term.
and I was suggesting that we add, say, counselors and mayor.
And then,
I think that, my opinion, is that I like the way that ours is currently
Yeah,
written, because you start representing a city,
you just,
you've never even had a meeting. I
right,
mean, like,
yeah, exactly. So,
like the third Wednesday, you're gonna be sworn in, so there's a big gap.
the only
So,
suggestion I'm making is that in that sentence, we say counselor and mayor.
councilors and mayor, okay. So, what, in the very first beginning, or the first sentence,
of
of our charter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
4031.
term of office.
403. The council should da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah, this, no.
No, I'm sorry. It's 4.3.1. It's the term of each office. Each elected consular shall be 4 years. It's that one line at the bottom of the page. And we just add mayor.
Who's here for 4.03s and?
Yeah, I'm supposed to be.
There's a subsection.
No, there's,
Yeah, no, there's two. That's what,
4.03 and 4.31.
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't have that on mine.
I have it on mine.
I have it on mine.
It's the very last line on page 2 of our current charter. It says, "The term of office of each elected council shall be 4 years." And that's because we make,
What I'm that wasn't what we
Yeah, hold on, let me go online here.
What I was suggesting is we add the word of each counselor and mayor.
And I had no
from
problem.
that either.
No.
That wasn't what I was discussing.
Yeah, no, there's a discrepancy.
Yes.
Very strange.
Well, I think somebody changed, there was a change that wasn't done.
He didn't get to the online version of their.
Yes.
Online, it's just like, he has the same one I
Oh,
have.
weird.
Two different charters online.
Yes.
Are you looking at the Muni code one?
No.
Like, what website are you on?
Not on a website. I downloaded a PDF from,
From the website or from the Muni code? That would be what we need to figure out. Yeah.
Because there might be an old one online.
We have like code in different parts,
Right.
different websites, and then we also have the Muni code, which is
I
the
did it.
official one. and
I did
we
it
have the
6 months,
website.
or a year ago, so I don't remember how I did it.
Okay, so, but does anybody have a problem with what's listed here as 4.3 sub 1, term of office, of adding
Oh,
and mayor?
What you're saying is the term of office of each elected
Counselor,
counselor and mayor
mayor.
shall be 4
Yes.
years.
That's simple.
It is, but before you get to that point, I think, not that I disagree, because I still think 4 years is the answer, but I still think the Charter Committee should talk about, should it be a 2-year mayor term or 4-year mayor term? That's something that should be discussed,
Oh,
decide one or the other, but there's still quite a few cities, even local cities, that are still 2-year mayor terms. And
and
so,
it seems to me that creates confusion.
advantage of a 2-year, I'll try and be the lawyer here. The advantage of the 2-year mayor term is it allows you to turn over your council every election. Okay? So if you want to change the majority on the council, 4 people can run, and it changes it. The disadvantage of that is, it seems like state rep, the mayor's running
Yeah.
elected to running again.
Right.
And so you basically are just getting your feet under you, and all of a sudden now you have to run again, and somebody else could take it over, and it's harder to do that.
And,
Cities like Sisters, where they appoint also still, but they appoint every year. And so in Sisters, there's a new mayor every year that comes to the mayor's conference, and because they do that. The cities that still have 2 that are local would be like, Cornelius still does, 2-year. There's a few others that do 2 years also. Redmond, large city.
they still,
And so I'm not a fan of 2. We actually talked about that in our charter, even though it had been 4, just because I think it's good to talk about it. The advantage of turning it over every 2 years is the main advantage. The disadvantage is it really
Doesn't allow the mayor to get his.
to get their
Oh.
feet under their, to do anything. So I'm a fan of the 4 years. I just think we should discuss it.
How does the 4 years work for, say, you are not in that election cycle and you want to run for mayor? Like, you're the 6th, like 2026,
Oh, it-
and you're going to run for re-election in 2030.
It varies.
Mayor's gonna do it.
yeah,
So,
that's all over the map.
Cities like Sherwood, it allows you to, a city like Tigard, if you want to run for mayor and you're on the council, you have to resign to run.
Right.
And the city like Sherwood, you're allowed to
Run.
run and lose, which is the same as the county commission, because you'll see that in the chair race coming up. One of the commissioners is going to run, and if they lose, they're still on the county commission. So, I can go both ways on that one. I'll tell you why. I think that they should be big enough to be able to sit up there next to a person they lost and still manage and deal with it. I actually am not a favor and fan of Tigard where you have to quit first, because that's what caused the issues with Jason Snyder was
Yep.
you had to quit, and that's where we got into this term limit deal. It's because you had to quit. Did you quit? How long did you quit? And so I think you should be big enough if you're elected to be able to say, hey, they beat me. I'm still now
Yes.
next to them and do it.
I agree with that, and also I think that if you have to quit to run for mayor, that's going to deter some people.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. And I'll just make one comment about the current form. Generally, the person who gets elected mayor by the council is somebody who has served on the council for at least 2 years and is up to speed. It takes a year to get up to speed on everything that a counselor does. I mean, I had been on the planning commission, it still felt like it was almost a year before I was fully up to speed. And so I'm really opposed to a 2-year mayor term for that exact reason, because if they weren't already hadn't served on the council previously, they're going to have this huge learning curve. And we've seen this with the current council, is a lot of dysfunction because there's not that history.
Right.
So that's my 2 cents worth, that I think it should be 4 years.
Well, can we make it a requirement that in order to run for mayor, you must have served on the council?
No.
Oh,
No, I know.
That's, Ken, I don't know if I was, probably, other than the first mayor, Tigard, which wouldn't have had a council before that, I think I was the only mayor that was elected that wasn't previously on the council.
yeah. But you had served, but I had served on the planning commission before I got on the council. And quite frankly, in Tigard, the majority of the people who were elected to council had served either on the budget committee or the planning commission. And which meant they had some experience before.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Excuse my,
No, I'm a fan of the 4 years. I just wanted,
Yeah.
I just thought we should bring it up and discuss it.
Yeah, that's great.
no, it's, yeah. But do you agree with me what I'm saying? I think it's important to be a 4-year term for the mayor.
Sounds like that's
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
So
we
4
haven't
years?
gotten that. I think we're getting ahead of something.
We're talking
No,
Because right now, doesn't the charter read that the mayor is appointed by the council? And
Yes. That's in the election part.
Yeah, term of office is right
There's
now.
a mayor section.
We're going to have, the mayor section's coming up, and we're going to have the election, a whole separate section on elections.
Yeah, I
So-
understand that, but we didn't talk, like, we're assuming, like, we're talking now like the mayor would be elected and they would have to resign from city council to run for mayor. But at this point in time, our charter says we appoint him. So I think, and so I would like to ask, if we left that appointment type thing,
We would not.
isn't there an advantage to only have 2 years rather than 4 years? If
Yes,
Yes.
but we're not going to be there anymore. We're going to have an elected
Yeah.
mayor at large.
well, we're not there yet.
We're not there, but there has been a lot of discussion on making it an elected,
That is the biggest one of all.
yeah.
We hold the answer to that until we get to the other, and it'll come back, and if we do decide that, then the way we have this written makes sense.
Yes,
If not, then I think we come back and revisit it.
thank you. That
Well-
yeah, I just,
I like to stay in order, and this is fairly clear if we just
This
add,
language will be contingent upon
The mayor.
the
There.
Sarah's consensus.
yes.
All right.
we might want to come back and address this again.
Yeah.
So are we leaving it the term
Of
of
office of elected mayor and councilors.
Shall be 4 years.
Section at 4.01.
Yeah, we're just adding and mayor.
Adding, so can I get a motion for that?
So moved. Oh, I'm sorry, I should.
Wait. Well, you can move that, but I would like to discuss.
Oh, yeah, go for it.
The term section, I'm just noticing in Tigers is, I didn't have.
Term is 3.5.
Yeah, 3.5.
it is definitely longer.
The term of office shall be 4 years, and then A councilor's term of office, okay.
And part of it's longer because we're adding 2 people.
Yeah, we're in the process of the transition.
We went from 5 counselors to 7.
Got it, I'm catching up because this
Oh,
charter is different than the
Yeah,
charter
I remember.
that we are looking at. So
yeah.
I'm,
And we're looking what the 4.03.1.
Mm-hmm.
4.03.
Write that in on my.
whatever that, yes,
It's at the bottom of page 2.
yes, got it. So
Okay.
we're just.
basically adding,
Just adding and mayor. The term of office of each elected councilor and mayor.
Shall be for.
for you.
So, each elected counselor and mayor, is that?
And mayor. I'm a fan of the KISS principle,
Who made the move of the motion?
We haven't yet. Oh, John did.
John.
Gretchen,
John did?
Christian didn't want to make it.
and then who's second?
Well, I'd like to, but,
John, did you second that? Oh.
Okay.
Second.
Understand that.
Hmm?
Okay, do we have a vote?
Yep.
Or making the mayor for
all in favor?
We're adding the word
And mayor.
Later, if we just,
Yeah.
contingent upon the.
Yeah,
we don't-
the commission.
That might make it a little.
Contingent upon, we'll address it again if we choose not to change the charter
To
to
make it
elected mayor.
yes, and separately elected mayor.
Motion passed.
I think that's very clear.
I just think if it says in,
Yeah.
it's gonna be confusing.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure,
They got was saying that the mayor's turn.
That's what we're saying.
Yeah, that's,
yeah, mayor's term is 4 years.
But that only,
that-
if we decide to elect the mayor. But
Why can't we
hasn't
just-
been decided yet. That fees a whole.
okay, yeah.
It's gone around this about 5 times now.
Because that was my clarification, and
Right.
John agreed that if we stuck with this, wouldn't,
If we stuck with what it is
is
now.
now, isn't there a benefit to only?
And I think there is a consensus, we are not going to stick with the current system.
That is, yeah. But who knows, we'll have 2 new members next week. They might get appointed, I think, though.
We don't want to anticipate votes in the future that happen.
Yes.
And discussions.
All right, moving on.
Yes.
Okay,
We
so,
have A and B on that. Is there any section?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's
Which I think,
where are you now?
We should keep that.
103.
One.
Yeah, yeah,
That's just
Next,
middle. I
like,
think
over,
that's
kind of
all.
goes to the next page.
yes, yes,
It also needs
Right.
to reflect the
Mayor.
the mayor and
yes.
council.
Hold on 1 second. I move that we change section 4.01,
A,
4.03,
A,
point 1 to section 4.04, or 4.4. This is so confusing. Why?
I don't know why. that-
no, vacancies are totally separate from
No, no,
elected.
she's just
She-
saying
she
that
wants-
we don't want to make it a subsection, we want to make it a regular.
Oh, okay. All right, okay.
Because it's all screwy and we might want to move something.
We're gonna move numbers all over later anyway.
yeah, we can, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I agree with you.
No, I
For
have
sure.
no problem with that,
That makes sense.
because we're gonna get rid, in theory, we're gonna get rid of 4.01, and, yeah.
Do it make sense that terms office had anything to do with composition, but that's, so it's like, why did they?
Yeah.
Anything behind it?
So,
Right.
They threw it in.
so the discussion that Max was saying, a counselor's and,
Mayor and each councilor's term of office. be the length of
Mhm.
A mayor and each
This is,
council's term of
this is
office
paragraph A,
shall
at the
begin
top of the next
first
page,
regular
right?
council meeting.
Oh.
And this is where we like that they begin, we get rid of
The
the gap of
Yes.
that. You don't end it.
On January 1st.
You serve until the next person is
Yeah.
sworn in. And all we're doing here is adding the mayor
correct.
to the.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I like the way it's actually written, and, but, so shall will be will.
So let's think about that in big picture though.
Does that mean that the outgoing counselors are still on the dais until the new person gets?
Yeah, this is sort of where I'm going with this, is that, let's say,
Say, seat 7, okay? There was an election, seat 7 was supposed to end. They elected somebody brand new, and this will come in later, but I just want to throw the point in now is, but that person that got elected either physically can't do it, dies, whatever else, does this person then still get to sit on that seat because somebody new hasn't been sworn in yet?
That's what it would.
Yeah.
so
That's my worry with
Yes,
leaving it
that way.
yeah.
But to really say until the new person's,
I think it should be,
because to me, their term had to end. And then the council goes into how they're going to appoint somebody new. I don't think you need to leave number 7 on there.
Oh, you're saying remove until a successor assumes the office.
Correct.
Mhm.
because it might not happen.
So you're talking, this is paragraph A,
Right.
that it would be until,
So remove,
okay, say the language again, John.
I just,
And then get rid of and shall continue until.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm good with that. I just, the term office,
and shall continue until successor assumes the office. Just scratch that.
Yeah, you're right, you're totally right.
you would think we should get rid of B?
That potentially.
Should we get rid of B altogether then?
No.
No, not yet, hold on.
Caveat after.
Oh,
So what I have is a mayor and councilor's term of office will begin at the first regular council meeting, in the year immediately following the general,
right, right.
Although I would say the mayor and each councilor.
the mayor.
The mayor.
Councilor's term of office will begin at the first regular council meeting in the year immediately following the general election, period.
So moved.
seconded.
All those, any further discussion? All those in favor?
Sure, I'm up.
Thank you very much.
And now we.
Move,
This is why I give all these,
I know, there's,
Sometimes I read these and I think of situations that,
yeah.
That's why.
Well, no, we've had it happen.
that's one of the other reasons.
Remember when we had lost two mayors in 2.5 years and Tiger died? Yes, yes, and,
For one to be the next one, Craig actually lived through it, but,
yes. Yeah, Craig Dirksen,
Yeah,
luckily-
people die before, it's hard to appoint somebody, they're kind of good at that job's kind of given.
can I make a point real quick?
yeah.
Please.
Sorry, I didn't get a chance to jump on this before the vote, but I'm wondering if we want to clarify the language to say, mayor and each councilor's term of office shall begin the first regular council meeting in the year immediately following their respective general election.
No, no, general election is November.
But you don't elect every councilor.
yeah, no, that's,
But the interim, the terms of office,
and they're on.
yeah.
It wouldn't need to be.
So there's 4 people 1 year and 3 people the other year.
Yeah.
When it's already on, you're not.
because remember, because remember, we're keeping the language simple.
Yeah.
Before B.
And B is,
All right.
Which will be a different number later.
yeah.
The term,
The number it ends up being,
Ends up being, it'll be something different than .1.
okay.
Are we
I-
okay with B? I think
I think that's fine.
clarifies that
Yeah.
that's when your term starts. and the other-
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's fine. We can leave that in there.
okay.
Vacancy.
4.04, or whatever number it later ends up being.
What's her name? Jennifer gave us
This?
a Wilson.
No, I don't have that. Oh, sorry, okay.
So, this here.
Oh, did everybody get this sheet from Jennifer?
No, just,
Oh, just me.
She only gave me one.
Okay.
she has some suggestions.
She suggested some language for vacancy filling.
Jennifer.
Jennifer,
I'm wondering if we should move this whole section under the umbrella of elections, which is what, City of Tigard also does. I think that is more appropriate for where it belongs, because you're talking about filling vacancies rather than,
can we talk about it now, and then we'll just move it into the other section?
because we're going from composition to vacancy. I mean,
Oh, no, we've got duties,
Taking both off, we want to move it.
We
yeah,
We can move this one too, but on the oath of
office, we talked about it now, but we
can talk about it. We can talk about it now and then.
Max go, I was gonna have him make 6 copies of this. I mean, I'm gonna read the language, but,
Maybe not Kevin, I know.
I wanna,
Do you want me to run that?
Max? Could you make 6 copies of this really quickly, or how many ever copies? One page doesn't take long to copy.
Do you want me to copy the sticky note too?
yes,
Yes, leave it,
we just need 5.
I mean, I can read it, but it's so much easier to have it. I'm not an auditory learner, so I have trouble. And the reason I have to have hard copies of
Down
everything.
to,
Can we pause the vacancy?
Yes, and go to duties. Okay. Council shall attend.
where did Tiger put duties of council?
Well, it's
Oh, it's broken out, never mind.
broken out. First of all, you have a mayor section, you have a council president section, and then
This is general. I agree, but I think having a general provision, or do you disagree? You want to put it all in there and, break it up that much? It's a lot more complicated that way. Again, this is a KISS principle thing. Does everybody know what KISS means?
Mhm.
Keep it simple, stupid? Okay.
the advantage of the
Did have the mayor separate, and then
council president.
Because they have different duties almost.
Yeah, yeah.
So one of the things, and this is true in most cities, but not every mayor understands this,
is,
the mayor is a councilor.
that's not true in
Every city. Because with
the mayor's a counselor, he needs to get a full vote.
vote,
Yeah.
They get
nothing else, they're a counselor, but they have a few other duties, okay? They run the meeting, they get assigned to stuff, they appoint some committees, so they get a few other duties.
And they set the agenda.
Set the agenda. So they get some separate things, but in reality, they're a counselor. In Hillsborough and Beaverton, the mayor does not get a vote
Yes.
unless there's a tie. Okay? And so they're really not a counselor, they're running the meeting, and their only job then is to be a tiebreaker. Jerry Willey was the mayor for 8 years, and he voted once in 8 years.
Interesting.
And it was where the couplet, two-way, one-way street, they were voting on the tie.
deliberate?
No, because they're running it. So,
No, they're just
And so,
a figurehead.
I'm not a fan
fan of that. I like the mayor being a counselor, deliberating,
Yes.
can make motions. No, I don't think they should, but can.
Yeah.
Necessary.
And I try not to, yeah.
I like the aspect of trying to say the mayor and the counselor as much as we can, because to me, they are the same, okay? With a few more duties.
So that's why I like this.
That's the way,
Way it should be. I think maybe some cities, bigger cities, want to do it differently. I don't think we should go there.
That's why I'd like to see this provision, 4.5, duties of counselor. Basically, because for exactly the reason that John was.
So should we take it a little bit further than what Tiger did? We do
you do your
mayor, and you do your counselors, kind of like, this is what counselors do.
No.
This is what because what I heard John was saying is the mayor is a counselor, but they have extra duties.
That's why I think it should be first, the general duties of a counselor, and then when you get to the mayor has additional do blah, 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 and the council president is blah, blah, blah.
yeah,
Okay,
say,
okay.
in addition,
Yeah.
the duties of the council.
Right.
Mayor,
Yes.
also.
Yeah. Does that, okay.
So title, just so, because you were saying sometimes they get confused on that. Should it say duties of counselors and mayor?
No, because the mayor has separate duties.
The mayor has okay.
That's why I think it should be clarified in the mayor section.
In the mayor
Say,
section.
Yeah.
In addition to the.
Can we say,
Well, in addition to.
And the council president,
Another way to do it would be duties of counselor, including the mayor.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, and it,
I like the other way better.
That's one
the
way.
example that when I was council president and Craig was the mayor in Tigard, because of his job, he was working on a huge Intel project as an engineer. I ended up being the representative from Tigard at a lot of things normally a council president wouldn't have been, but it got delegated to me because of the schedule. That's why I'm a fan of having the general first and then having the specifics afterwards.
okay.
So we're skipping 4.4
For now.
Yes, we're gonna move that into the election section.
Move into election, come back later.
So should we maybe bump up for a mayor to go after 5?
Yes, that's my suggestion, is to move the mayor and council president
Correct.
up
That makes more sense.
Up below 4.5.
before, yes.
Look, we kind of like, everything's gonna be renumbered, but it's gonna be
Yeah, but then, I mean,
1,
that's,
2, 3.
that's a more logical progression.
So we're ready to discuss the duties, right?
And I'm gonna make a comment. We've had problems of getting counselors to attend all of the meetings, of walking out in the middle of a meeting.
Council meetings, you mean?
Yes. And that is very upsetting to me.
My eyes are on.
I'm tired.
So I talked to Ed on certain things, is right now our charter's kind of silent on that.
Mm-hmm.
If they miss so many meetings without telling us, then the council can take action.
Yeah.
But you could do sanctions.
My memory was,
But
if
That-
you miss more than 3 meetings, doesn't that ring true?
I think and ours is 3, I think.
It's in the code.
I think.
Yeah, it's somewhere.
It's somewhere.
All right, well, that's for another.
Well,
Are you saying we should add
Missing and walking out.
Yeah.
Walking up.
and not being prepared, not having read the agenda.
Yeah, but you can't really.
No, I know we can't, but, no, we can't enforce it, but I want this language to be as strong as possible.
So maybe what we can do is.
Well, it does say right here that they should vote on all matters.
Yes, yes.
You're not voting on all matters,
So.
right? So they're not fulfilling their duties. If you're trying to table everything because you haven't read any of the material, because you're not
Yes.
prepared,
Yes, and the meetings are going on.
so you're not.
So
that person, I think I know who you're talking about, because I watched the meeting.
I wasn't mentioning any names.
So should we put in there, it says, somewhere in here, counselors attend all meetings of council, come prepared?
Well, it says they should
No.
need to vote on
No.
all
That's
matters.
not objective.
No.
Right.
Okay.
We're just still trying to keep it simple and not,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Not
Vote
me
on all
jerk.
matters. That's for council and-
okay, we're not hand slapping.
If
No.
somebody is not voting on all the matters because they're not prepared, then they're not
Not there.
fulfilling their duties. The
It's
question,
already in there,
the question is, we don't have anything in there saying that we can remove somebody for not fulfilling their duties. That's the question, right?
I think isn't that kind of common, like, then it's more,
Then it's more, you would have to do a recall, and it's not, it
it
wouldn't
would be in your charter, I mean, how do you do that?
had that, it's in the charter or council rules, I can't remember, but, we actually have.
yeah, we had a rule that if you missed,
Yeah, that's,
if
I
you
think,
missed, was it,
Correct, other.
yeah, to sanction people. Or remove them. We had to do it for the planning commission, we had to remove some people.
Council rules. This is Tiger's turn. Council rules,
oh,
Where is that, my dear?
Table.
3.8.
Thank you.
Ground rules. You want to put it as code? I think we should have.
Mhm.
Process for the selection of board and committee members and will govern proceedings of the council where they do not conflict with law or the provisions of this charter. Council will determine by majority vote the appropriate penalty for violation of the ground rules, up to and including a resolution of censure and removal from the council assignment.
I think,
Violation of ground rules will not be considered a basis for challenging the validity of any council decision. So it sounds like
so we can just add that in.
yeah,
their charter
I think we should do that.
can, but I mean, it doesn't say exactly what you can do.
Well, that's because that's in.
And, rules and procedures, it's another
So
document.
when it says removal from council assignments, does that mean removal from the council?
No, it's, if they are,
They're the liaison, the planning commission, it gets removed if they're the liaison to the water bureau.
Water committee or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and we've had,
So basically what the attorney told
Us, when we were talking about that, because we wanted to make it stronger,
Uh-huh.
was the council cannot legally vote somebody off the island.
Really?
Okay, so whether it's they don't like him anymore, or they did something wrong, it's the electors have to vote them off.
Council can't vote them.
But,
You make it as strong as you can that they have to follow the rules,
Yeah.
and you can pigeonhole them, but you can't remove them.
but you can do it for planning commissioners, which we had to do when I was in Tiger Council. Yeah.
The difference between a
The planning commissions aren't elected.
No,
The
yeah,
elected part that
yes,
makes it.
the elected is
I
appointed.
think we should add in
yes.
Yeah.
No, I like the language.
code of conduct, I mean, that's
hmm But the question, and this is a question, I have a planning commission issue that, I have received legal advice that we need to have language in our charter regarding the composition of the planning commission. And that's not now. No, I know, I'm just,
You're just
but-
warning us.
So,
yeah, I think this is great, but I think it needs to be drummed into the current council's brain,
sure.
that is in
Oh.
the charter.
But I would like to move that we use the wording
Yes.
for Tiger's section 3.8 council rules and add it into the section that we will number later.
Yes.
We need the wording in this section.
Yeah,
What is council rules?
council rule,
council rules, I think, yeah.
actually,
No, I'm sorry.
actually, if you don't mind.
I got ahead of myself.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would actually like to do,
The mayor and the council president.
3.7, 3.8, and possibly, all on ours, because no interference,
Yep,
I think is a big,
yes,
that should be a little bit more clearer to some of.
yes, yes. I think that's absolutely perfect.
And then 3.9, I'm not 100% sure about.
Well,
That's because we have 4.7 coming up.
saying that says no compensation, and
Okay,
we're getting too big for that.
We're getting ahead of ourselves.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
So,
getting-
4.05, duties of counselors,
Yep.
changing anything in that, in ours?
I think it's pretty clear.
4.0.
The current 4.5. I'm dropping the zeros because we made a decision, John.
City council, I'm looking at B here.
Okay.
City council shall be the sole judge of the election and qualifications of its members and of the grounds for forfeiture of their office.
So that ties into if they miss more than the 3 meetings unexcused, then I believe, I have to get legal advice on this, but I believe they can be voted off the.
And then also,
Can't do it because she doesn't like the way they.
Yeah, or,
if the person is convicted of a felony of moral turpitude, it's a legal term,
Grievous.
bad thing, you know,
Naughty.
fraud,
it's state
that's state law.
law.
But I think it would be useful to have it referenced, continue to have it referenced in our charter.
I just think if that's, that's a powerful statement, that city council shall be the sole judge of the grounds for forfeiture of their office.
Well, if somebody,
Do whatever.
That's how I read it.
no,
Yeah, I
Sole judge.
I
agree with you. It's,
That's what it says, it's the sole judge.
like, I agree with John and you on this.
just find it interesting.
but I think if
So if we have a bad counselor, that,
Mhm.
it's convicted of,
that reads this,
yeah,
Interprets the way that
she does, they can remove a counsel,
I think it should maybe add something at the end that says, within the confines of the state constitution or something like that, because the rules of the.
the rules of
Right.
state,
Rules of the, yeah.
Within,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
It should reference what their, what they,
So-
powers that they have as given by the state.
It's like,
how about for right now?
yeah, I agree, I mean,
Talk to her
yeah.
yeah.
about it. And then,
Manage a forfeiture. I mean,
because
Or B,
I think that one's a little bit,
yeah. Okay, but, all right, I agree with that, but let's talk about A, C, and D, which I think are appropriate.
I have a problem with D. This was back in the old days, so currently, we have an audit every year, so.
mhm.
You don't think we need,
Independent annual audit all city accounts and may provide for more frequent audits as deemed necessary.
So by law, we're only do one.
yeah.
Right, so I don't think we need to go into independent annual audit of all city accounts, you know, or more frequent audits.
Well, I think,
You should have an audit every year.
I think it should just be the city council shall provide for an independent annual audit of city counts and drop, and period.
Get rid of the may provide.
Yeah.
And maybe when you want to look at one.
Item, but now we need to look at the whole thing.
Yeah.
So annual audit, period,
Yep.
Annual audit of all city accounts, period.
counts, period.
Oh,
Is there ever a time that you do need an additional audit?
yes.
Maybe that's why it's written in there.
But I don't think it precludes that you couldn't have them. All you're saying here is that you.
This says you have to do that, it doesn't mean.
At least once a year.
Once a year, it doesn't mean in a circumstance that,
More frequent audit.
we had a major
Yeah,
bank fraud, or like outside of the city.
Right,
And you go, it behooves us to bring somebody in because of the climate now. The wording would not prevent that, because all we're saying is, you have to have one.
Right, you can't have more if you need to for some reason.
Yeah.
And the city council would just have it, and we're not.
I think it's better to keep it.
Okay.
reading it again, and I'm okay with it now.
Okay.
Shalls become wills.
Okay, so again, the question I was asking, are we ready for a motion on A, C, and D?
No, we're still discussing.
It did.
No, you have discussion after a motion is
Oh,
made.
yeah.
So if we're not changing something, why do we need a motion on
We
it?
don't.
Right, we don't.
It's only on changes.
All right, so, no, so we are not deleting, that
Not
language
deleting anything,
in
we're
D.
getting-
Okay,
At this point, Ronnie's getting us more information
On
on
section B.
yeah,
everything
yeah.
else we're comfortable.
Okay, well,
I think
should we have a motion to just say we're gonna leave section 4.5 A, C, and D as?
No, we don't need a
All
motion.
right, all right. I'm trying to be conservative and making sure that we have.
Yep.
We discussed it.
And so now we're going down to 6.
Yeah, prohibition.
I thought we were gonna go
I
to,
thought we were gonna have mayor in 7 to 405.
Yeah,
We're gonna make mayor and council.
Yeah.
Okay, that's,
Yep.
Before we get there, 4.04, 4.5, I thought we were gonna add no interference under duties of counselors.
I am. So,
where's the section 3.7 in the Tigers Council?
3.7 in the Tigers should,
Yeah, I think, yeah,
I think, is applicable to duties of counselors.
yes. Let's add, so that would add 3.7
That's a subsection for E.
or whatever the number
Oh,
is.
Tiger doesn't have one for counselors,
This applies to everybody.
so
yeah.
this counselors and mayor that we have here applies to everybody.
So-
So it's basically like an E.
So John, I do have a question here on that. So, because there are some confusions with, like, our current mayor, he is a counselor.
Correct.
They may not see that. Should we add,
Citizens?
yeah, citizens or the counselors or,
Other counselors.
they may not see that these rules apply to them because they're mayor.
Well, that's why
That-
duties of counselors,
That's why, because the mayor.
Mayor part.
section is gonna say, in addition
In addition
to all
to.
the council.
Council.
counselors.
Okay, I just want to make sure that our definition is,
We're gonna address that in the next section.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, but I agree. I think we should have the no interference.
All right, I just want to make sure.
Well, E is
As
gonna be no
E.
interference. And then I think then we're gonna be okay to move on from 405.
And
So
3
we have to
point-
make a motion to add the language of 3.7 as E to section 405. No interference.
mine might be cut. Oh, no, just, I gotta move it so I see the whole.
So I move that we take Tiger's 3.7, no interference, and make it, under
4.5,
E. Yeah.
in theory.
Second?
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Motion passes. Okay, then.
Okay.
Yeah, I like those.
All right, now we're going to go to what is in the Tiger Code 3.3, which is on page 2. The mayor,
We have ours 4.8.
yeah.
We did 4.8, look at that.
I do wanna, sorry, I do wanna, I just noticed under no interference, determine the appropriate penalty for violation of this prohibition up to including removal from office. There's another place where it says that the council can remove a counselor from office.
I'll,
Right.
so what I'll do is make sure that
That would be addressed.
address what item B, what,
Yeah. Well,
A little more,
that's item B. Remember, we didn't vote on item B in 405.
But we just voted on item E.
but we added,
We added an E, and B is gonna come back.
Because it says, a due process hearing with a full city council and a unanimous vote by all council members,
Mm-hmm.
with the exception of the member who is required to impose any other penalty. Very interesting.
so we can keep that in there for right now.
Were you part of this? Do you remember when?
No, I have to go back and watch that part of the meeting again.
That's pretty interesting.
Well, and it also requires a unanimous vote.
Unanimous
Yeah.
vote.
Which was back to the other point of the voting somebody off the island, but I think the problem is let's say I'd have to go back and watch it again.
See, to me,
It sounds like that's in there if you have one road counselor that's just going off the rails, but not necessarily breaking the law.
I'm gonna,
But that again kind of comes back to voting them off the island when a recall should be the correct process.
but a recall can take a year.
They technically can.
Yeah.
They can, as a,
You don't have to
citizen.
recall them, you can just
yeah,
remove them.
yeah, as citizens, they can.
Interesting.
I'm gonna put 2 cents worth in, and that is if a counselor is convicted of a felony, that should automatically
But this is
be removed.
specifically talking about trying to word the city officer.
Yeah, I'll think at our next meeting, I'll come back with that.
Because the grounds,
that would be good.
they are pretty clear in that section.
It would just be nice to have a legal review of that to give us.
Oh, yeah.
Opinion on the pros and cons.
There are a lot of counselors trying to coerce city employees.
Or using their role as a counselor to
Well, that's a different process.
better their,
I'm just saying that it's happening every
Yes.
council meeting.
yes.
Currently or before?
Currently.
I know currently.
Yes.
That's why I like these wording, because
Yeah.
they're
Very, very, very interesting.
but I would like it reviewed and, I'd like,
If
someone
any,
to give the opinion on
I
it.
can watch that section again too.
Yeah, right. They've been trying to coerce you to do your minutes for years.
Hey, I think I'm caught up.
but I still think we should have that in conjunction, the no interference as part of the duties, and we can tweak it
An item.
after we get a legal review.
Yes, I agree. Okay.
Okay, so we now,
The mayor,
4.8 or,
okay, 4,
In comparison to this one.
now, obviously,
now's when we have to bring it up.
yes,
This is just,
So 3.3.
mayor should be voted.
should be elected in a general election.
Okay, so also, we can talk about the first sentences, but I think it's important to mention, in exercising the powers of the mayor,
Where are you reading now?
for 3.3 in Tiger,
3 and Tiger.
so, between in and exercising, it should say, in
Oh.
addition to all
Yes.
duties of the city council, correct, in, exercising the powers of the mayor,
Has 1, 2, 3, 4.
Correct. So we're basically saying, you're a counselor, follow all the rules from up above, and in addition to that, you're gonna do these other things.
Yeah. And I think these are all very
Can you
clear.
write that down for me? So I
In addition to the duties of a counselor, the mayor shall have,
and where am I putting that at?
or, what is next?
In and exercising on 3.3 in Tiger.
In,
On page,
in exercising.
yes. And then we're going to 4.08 of our, 4.8 of our,
Okay.
so, first of all, I think the language that Max said, the in addition to the duties of a counselor, should be the first thing.
Well, because that, it starts talking about except as otherwise provided in this charter, the mayor is elected, blah, blah, blah. So it
Yeah.
doesn't really make sense because it's defining
Yeah.
mayor first.
So you're saying that that should be the very first sentence?
This is the discussion we need to
No,
have.
I like the way that
All right,
has it because except as
that's what I thought.
added in the chapter, the mayor is
No,
the elected public policy head of the city government, which is
Mayor
fine.
is a voting member of the council,
Mhm.
not veto authority.
yep,
In addition to the duties of the councilors, in exercising the powers of the mayor shall.
yep.
Yeah.
The wording we need to talk about is, a mayor shall be elected by the members of the council from its membership at the first meeting of each odd membered year, and shall serve at the pleasure of the council. Now, I was the one that, when I first heard that, I thought,
Kind of weird. That's the first time I've ever heard it.
no, I thought that mayor,
I wondered about electing the mayor, like that we switched, and when I first heard it, to me, I thought, oh, this sounds like you have political aspirations. I don't know it would benefit the city. So I would like to know what the benefits, one way or the other. And I know Gretchen has told me most of the cities are that way. And so I want to know what are the benefits if we switched. That's what I'd like to.
I have the same question. I don't really know the answer to that.
Well, a lot of our residents feel that they have been cut out of the process, that who is the mayor. And if there are 3 votes, plus the mayor voting, that person can be mayor, and
Also, if we were, because I know this has been floated out there, if the mayor gets stipends, then that's a conflict of interest for the rest of the council, appointing them. If they're elected, then it's not a conflict of interest.
Yeah, do you have 5 minutes to talk?
Why is it a conflict of interest?
Because I want to be mayor, and I also want to make money.
To the,
I'm going to get paid X dollars a month.
Like Shauna and,
okay. All right, let me put you on speakerphone.
because if you, because I'm giving you money as a
Wait.
council.
Okay, guys.
For you to then make.
Guys, I have Ed on the phone here. So, the question was, what are the benefits of having an elected mayor?
As opposed to the council
The
choosing
council
one?
appointing, correct.
Well, everybody's elected at large right now.
Correct.
The major benefits of having an elected mayor are that that if the councilors are elected by districts or wards, then the mayor would be elected at large, but everybody would be anyway. If the council appoints the mayor from one of its members, then there's jockeying and horse trading that goes on, and that can be divisive if the council is divided. But if the council is working together, then it solidifies that a good leader, somebody who knows how to run a meeting, is put in charge. So there are benefits and drawbacks to both. Let me think for a second about, everybody's already elected at large, so And when you say the council choosing one, are you considering that you could appoint a non-council member as mayor?
No, they
No, they-
have to be appointed, or appointed counselor.
Wait,
Okay.
Correct. Ed,
Yeah,
the question that this is Gretchen, the question that I raised is, and this is, I've heard from lots of our residents, voters, that they feel that horse trading is going on currently, and they feel that the voters are being cut out of the opportunity to pick who's going to be the mayor of the city. And I've heard it from dozens of people.
Well, in that case, you may want to make it, I mean, that is one of the issues. Horse trading can be good and bad, depending on which side you're on and how it's done. So if you want to have it, that the voters elect the mayor, I mean, that makes sense if that's what the voters want. You know, that it's one of those things that the legal, this is practical political advice more than legal advice.
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah, okay.
perfect.
Yeah. And most cities these days are really have vocal either majorities or minorities that want transparency. So if that's what you're looking for, the transparency is let the voters choose. So.
That's kind of where I was going.
All right. Perfect.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Ed. I'll let you get back to your job. Thank you, I appreciate you.
Yep. Bye-bye.
I thought like it would be lunch.
yeah. I think that the voters deciding makes more sense. It gives them the power. It gives them the feeling, transparency, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It can't happen, you know, whether it's that, it just can't happen. It gives them, so for transparency and a feeling of power for a citizen, to me, it makes sense to want that.
Also, I mean, with the current city council, the current mayor, she didn't even expect to be mayor, right?
Yeah, walk into that meeting, she had no
Like,
idea.
oh, wow, I'm the mayor. Right,
Yeah.
so if you're running for mayor and winning
Well,
election.
and if we're gonna make it a paid position, it makes sense to have it be an election.
And because the mayor has a lot of duties.
I was gonna say, the biggest thing is by deciding to be mayor, you know how much time commitment you're putting in.
Yeah.
If you get appointed, or like that 3 votes the other night, nobody had any idea that they were gonna have to take that on.
Yeah,
You know, when they raised their hand to be elected councilor, they thought it was X, and all of a sudden you put them in Y. That's really not the way. But if they run for mayor, then they know they're running.
Yeah, for sure.
For the transparency, it's also important for the person that's deciding they want to do that they're putting in that effort to do that.
Yeah, right now,
For sure.
they're not getting paid.
Right.
It's volunteer,
Yeah.
yeah, so.
A little different.
Yeah.
We haven't got there yet.
Yeah, so, but
So-
I agree with that, so can,
I would,
You agree with that?
I totally agree. I will move that we work on changing the wording and use Tigers. I've changed the word that we elect the mayor because of transparency and that all the voters giving input.
so I think this is gonna be a 2-part section.
yes. Question, and I'm going to ask a question. Should the issue of electing an independent mayor be separated from the additional duties
I don't think so.
section?
Not how Tiger has it.
No.
Well,
I think it needs to be.
I'm not saying yes or no.
This is, you have the mayor duties here,
Additional duties.
right? But then you also have the election part, which is gonna have to go into a little bit more details, because,
Do we not have, we don't have.
That should be in, it seems to me that that's where, that's 5?
The clock.
Yeah, we're going to have to,
What I'd like to do is suggest that we change the one wording that we're going to kind of come back to, council composition. And
Compensation or compensation?
composition.
yeah.
Well, we just said
Where
that the
was-
council is comprised,
where's that? Get me-
Tigers is the council is comprised of a mayor and 6 councilors nominated and elected from the city at large. And that was, we kind of, I think, all agreed.
Yeah.
And that would be a real, and then we could kind of figure out what we're gonna do the next time, is what I'm projecting, because I see this getting close to.
Yeah, actually, why don't we all cogitate on that issue and we will come back to it?
Is the mayor being elected part?
We'll just come back to the mayor section.
Yeah,
All the wording there.
The big,
I think we're all in agreement.
yes.
It's just getting the words.
Now,
Is it possible, Bonnie, for you to write up the changes?
Yeah, I was trying to figure out how I was gonna do that.
and make a hard copy for me, since I can't open these things anymore.
Yeah.
And to send this,
Yep.
prior to the next meeting?
Yep.
We can have that, it's kind of our working.
Yeah,
Yeah, we should get a red line, Ron.
Yeah, no, that's what I plan on working on, I'm hoping today, but I'm doing passports, so.
Well, I
oh,
mean.
your passport boy?
It doesn't have to be today.
Yeah, Ron, it's good on the flag.
Give them a,
On Monday. Do next week.
give them a.
Well, my,
I want to know some reading too.
yeah.
But you and I also have different notes, you know.
yeah,
And you can come up with your draft, and then send it to the legal, once we have it sort of, you come up with a working document.
okay,
That seems,
yeah.
So with that, are we going
What's
to?
the next meeting?
the second
Second Friday,
Friday in the month,
August 8th at 10 a.m.
yeah.
calendars are ready.
And then we're just, that's kind of mayor, just,
Yes, and we're also gonna go back to the language, we had two things we were gonna send to mayor, to legal. I'd like to get those all cleaned up before we,
Authority.
yes, yes, and,
Does the city have an electronic vote?
Electronic what?
like hole punch? Three hole punch?
Yeah, we have manual ones.
it really, you know,
Alright, can I-
it'd help if I could have 3-ring binder with
Okay.
all of this stuff.
I move that we adjourn
That's,
our meeting.
that's what I'm thinking, we could,
And I move that we adjourn our meeting and reassemble on August 8th at 10 a.m.
all those in favor?
Okay.
Thank you very much, guys. This is hard work. It's slow. And again, I want to make sure wherever it's appropriate, we do that planning commission piece.
Well, the election board thing.
Yep.
Yeah?
And then we have the documentation, I want to read this before we.
Yeah. Well,
What I want to know is